Hi everyone, so I'm Todd Rundell, physical therapist with Renewal Physical Therapy. At Renewal Physical Therapy, we want to give people the tools to take care of their own bodies so they can spend less on medical professionals and more on the rest of their life for the glory of God and the good of others. What I want to convey to everyone who wants to take care of their body well is, one, it's going to take responsibility on your part. So you shouldn't have the expectation that anyone else is going to do that for you. And second, I want to convey that not only do I want to give you tools to take care of your body, but your body is a tool in God's hand to be used for the good of others. So if faithfulness to God, to Jesus Christ for you, is taking your body and laying it down consistently for decades in India for the poor and the dying, and taking the worst shoes available to do that, then you should die that way. You should use your body as a tool that way, like Mother Teresa did. Or if you live a long life to 101, you raise 5 babies, and you change those diapers consistently and faithfully, that's faithfulness for you, and you should die all the way until you're 101, until you take your final breath. You should use your body as a tool to take care of others for the glory of God and the good of others. So at Renewal Physical Therapy, what I really want to give to the physical industry, so to the body industry, taking care of your body, whether that be fitness or any movement specialist in general, so physical therapist, chiropractor, etc. What I really want to put into the industry is that your body is not a tool to be used for your own glory and pleasure. It's not to say, I want to get as sexy as possible while ignoring the reality that I'm going to die someday, and then acknowledge that at some point when I feel ready, and ditch other people in the midst of that because they're dying quicker than me physically, but instead to use your body as a tool for others. Jesus Christ, on his way to die, in the Bible in John 12:24 says, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit." And in the secular model of thinking, you could take all the good that God has to offer, and you could use it for your own pleasure. You can take most TED Talks in this and think about, here's the wisdom of God that he's given us, and you can take that and just spend it on your own pleasure when really everything around us, so the sunlight, the breath that I'm taking in, the breath I'm putting out, my own heartbeat, your own heartbeat, every bit of it is a gift from God. I was working with a very old patient who has buried his wife and many of his siblings, and his mom and dad, and his wife's mom and dad. He lived out in the country. He had a wide open space with a really beautiful view, and I turned to him, I told him, I said, "Hey, this is really beautiful." And he immediately said, "And I don't deserve any of it." But when he talked about any of it, he clearly enjoyed every bit of it maximally. And I believe that in following Jesus, the best way to really enjoy something is to receive it as a gift from God, and to give it back to God, however he calls you to give it back, whether that's by eating a delicious steak into your body and telling him thank you because it tasted really good, and then using that energy to change diapers, or to do construction work and to lay concrete and bricks, or whatever it is. But that's the best way to enjoy this temporal life most ultimately, is in the view of the ultimate good and true and beautiful God. So I graduated at Wichita State University Physical Therapy School in 2015, and I worked in orthopedics for 6 years, and then now I've transitioned into a home health job as well, so seeing mostly older adults. It's been a good career, and I think in the beginning, really I wanted to make an impact. And I was young enough when I graduated that I thought, man, we can make the body really good. Like, we can make this engine roll for a long time really, really well. And the goal is to get to 120 years old and then just drop dead. But more and more, I'm not convinced of that. My favorite part really of physical therapy and taking care of people is really to give them what they need to take care of themselves, because no one but Jesus is going to be with you when you take your last breath. So like, maybe people will be around you, but no one can really go through that with you. So for you to practice that is important. So whether that's you have carpal tunnel syndrome, and you can't type because it hurts, or you can't pick up your baby because it hurts, I want to give people the tools to take care of their body and to start to get to know their body and to work with it, and to help themselves and walk with Jesus and with others through taking care of their body. Thank you so much, guys, for listening in. So I hope you learned more about the heart behind Renewal Physical Therapy. But more than that, I hope you're encouraged to get to know your body and to use it to lay it down for others, for the glory of God and the good of others.